Hey everyone! Well, this is one that I've been wanting to do for a while, and I'm gonna find it rather hilarious because, well, everyone knows how much we dogpile on this park. She just can't catch a break sometimes, I swear. So, yes, it's good old Hipper's turn, and this is gonna be pretty funny, I feel. Just cause it's Hipper. I remember during the Ulrich memory how goofy one of her scenes was, so I'm curious how that's gonna go. But we'll see how that is. So for now, let's go on ahead and dive right on in, shall we? Paradigm of happiness, more so than usual. Horde, outside the office. One day, Prince Eugen, third ship of the Admiral Hipper class, and little sister to my secretary, was standing outside of the office. Oh my, guten Morgen. Morgen. Is that how you say? I don't speak German. So I think it's guten Morgen. I think that's how you say that. Anyway, aren't you quite the sleepyhead today? You have no idea how pouty my poor sister was, having to wait for you this whole time. You know, she really wants to make a good Bye! Where are you going? She really wants to make a good impression on you as your secretary. In any case, I need to get going. Have fun, you two. And then she just chuckles. As soon as I heard those words from Prince Eugen's lips, I already could picture Hipper's furious expression in my mind. Nevertheless, I took a deep breath and pushed the office doors open. Hey, you sure took your sweet time today. Do you know how long I've been waiting here? Eh? You wanted me to come wake you up? Excuse me? Who do you take your secretary for? I sat down, sighing a breath of relief, knowing that Hipper is acting the same as always. Glances sideways. What? She's giving us a side eye. She's staring at me intently. What's your deal? Focus on your work already, or did you have something more important to tell me? What? Staring? Was not. Who would stare at the likes of you? Ouch. And you, how can you act like nothing just happened? I was worried that something bad had. Ah, jeez, I completely lost my work rhythm because of you. I'm heading out real quick for some fresh air, but you better not assume I'm slacking off or anything. Yes, I'd like some more soon with that today. After firing those words out of her mouth like a machine gun, Hipper darted out of the office. Oh my, I was about to bring over the previous report, but saw Hipper running down the hall. What'd you do this time, Commander? I did nothing of the sort. I didn't do anything. I just sat down. Then she gave me a side eye and then ran off. I don't know, you tell me, you're her sister. No clue. Clueless as ever, I see. But that's very much like you. Despite how she acts, my sister can be really bashful, you know. Prince Eugen smiled at me with warmth and compassion in her eyes. What is going on today? This is like not how Prince is. She just took off. Didn't even give me a chance. Okay. Hipper wants to calm down. Okay. Calm down, huh? She's the one that ran off. After reaching a good place to take a break from work, I decided to get up to look for Hipper. Even though she said some mean things, I didn't expect that she had already finished all her work by the time she left. Just when I was starting to dwell on this fact, I spotted Hipper in one of the lounges. She seemed to be completely engrossed in something. Seriously, whether it's Eugen or that big idiot, why do they always... Am I reading too much into things? Did I misunderstand something? Fat chance, right? Yeah, no way. But shouldn't that idiot have come looking for me by now? Jeez. I'm right here. Huh? Yeah, when did you get here? You would have said something, but you didn't want to interrupt my monologue. Excuse me, gets punched in the face. Damn it, this is your fault. I'm not myself today because of you. My fault? What did I do wrong? Hey, what did I do to wrong her? Deep breaths, deep breaths. Whew. Whatever, forget it. Anyway, what do you want? What are you doing? What am I doing? Arranging flowers, I guess. What's with that look on your face? Is it that weird for me to have hobbies? I'll do this sometime. I'll do this sometimes when I want to calm down. It's easier for me to concentrate when I'm alone. Why do I need to calm down in the first place? Why, that's because of you. God, it took me all that time to calm down and now I'm all worked up again. You must have been really focused, since you didn't even notice me until I called out to you. Well, yeah. I'm quite confident in the aesthetic talents. Did it interest you that much? Just out of curiosity, what's your favorite flower? I don't actually know. I don't know. I've never actually thought about flowers. I randomly picked the names of a few flowers that I actually know about. Yeah, that's what I was to say. He's like, sunflower. Oh, really? In that case, maybe I'll make something for you if I'm ever in the mood. You're always hanging out in that dreary office of yours, stewing in your tastelessness all day can't be healthy. Hipper seemed to have cheered up a bit, at least. It'd be actually really funny if she brought a sunflower. She's just like, you idiot, here, take this stupid thing. It doesn't even fit in the vase. Getting a clue. Port Academy. Why are you taking Great Shark out for a joyride again? Take better care of your stuff, will you? It's my fault this happened to Great Shark, I'm sorry. I heard the voices of Hipper and U-101 as I was walking past the academy. Come on, here, just tighten these bolts up and you'll be fine. Whoa, Great Shark feels brand spanking new. This bad boy might even go faster now. Can I give him a shot? Excuse me? What did we literally just talk about? You know what? Whatever. That one has a mind of its own anyway. Just be careful. You got it. Alrighty, Great Shark. Let's hit those. She's just like, wee. It feels like almost every single character in this memory is like, I'm gonna go do a thing. Bye. It was a loud roaring of an engine, followed by something whizzing right past me. Leap out of harm's way. Yeah, I better. Whoa, that was a close call, Commander. Don't just run in the way like that. Huh? I was the one who wasn't watching where I was going. Hey, U-101, please don't tell me you ran someone over. Hey, we're so sorry. This all happened because why are you here? Because I'm telling you, he's super amazing. Thanks to Hipper's maintenance, Great Shark's brakes are so responsive. Commander. Wait, what? But I'm telling. Oh, okay. We're like, I guess we're like having two conversations. This confused me for a second. Commander, if it wasn't for Hipper's maintenance, you would have been fish food now. You mean none of this would have happened if you weren't riding around like a maniac? Jeez. Commander, I'm serious. Hipper's super good at repairing stuff, so I had her work on Great Shark. Indeed, had it not been for Hipper, the story would have ended in tragedy. Hey Hipper, want to take him out for a spin? Or we could double ride. I've not had my daily fill of adrenaline yet. Oh, you almost ran someone over and that's all you could think about? Do I need to modify it more so you can only drive safely? No, don't underclock it! I just imagine she's like, no, give it back, please, don't do it, I need it! So not only can she arrange flowers, but she can also fix bikes. Hipper really is more than meets the eye. I expressed my heartfelt appreciation to Hipper for saving my life. By the looks of things, I would be able to entrust work to her that required extreme attentiveness to detail. Oh, when you put it that way, thank you. Hipper, are you blushing? I knew it. Something did happen between you two last time. Just shut up. It was just business as usual. It's not like we were going on a date or anything. Blue out of nowhere. Date? No, I'm just imagining like she's over in one of the trees, just like watching. It's just like, date? He said date, and then Eugen's just like, shut up, come here. And just pulls her back behind. Oh gosh, that's just goofy. There you go, doing it again. Besides, what's there to be embarrassed about? One more word from you and I'll make it so that you can only stay under the speed limit. No! Huh. What do I think about it? We did do something like that, didn't we? I stopped to think and slowly recollect the events of that day. This is going a lot faster than I thought it was. But I mean, it's interesting how she's got so many hidden talents that I wouldn't have known of. Seaside Ride. Not long ago, because of some emergency orders, I had to head somewhere else for work. And on the way back, I accompanied her on a detour. It really feels nice to drive around like this every once in a while. I'm getting a bit tired though, so let's take a break. I'll pull over right ahead over there. Wait, right? I'll pull over right ahead over there. Okay. The scenery's not bad over here. You can see the endless sea stretching all the way across the horizon. It's so different from when we were on those very waters, fighting. But here you can really appreciate how beautiful it is. I mean, I have to imagine it's still a nice view even if you're out in the waters. I guess not being in the waters makes it a little bit more interesting. I still think, like, I still find the most fascinating thing about, like, being out in the water is that if you're in the right spot, you can tell there's like a weird imaginary line where, like, if you go down to like the Gulf of Mexico, which is like the southern part of the United States, it's like a little area in between Mexico and US. If you get far enough out, there's a point where it's like the coloring of the water changes, and it's like this perfect line. It's like very obvious, and it's so weird, but it's one of the coolest things that I've always liked about the ocean, or at least just being out in the water in general. I actually do kind of wonder what it would look like from like higher up, like if you're like in a plane or something. But still, like I guess I can kind of see the point she's making. It really was worth coming down along the coastline. Did I just like forget to read something? No. Okay, I didn't. I'm not sure if the strong winds along the way had gotten to her, but Hipper seemed more excitable than usual. Being the secretary is hard work, you know. My shoulders are all stiff from mindlessly pushing papers all day. After we get back to port, let's rest up and reset. By the way, not too long ago, a few friends from the Vitia Dominion asked me to teach them to play an instrument. What? Do you want to hear me play too? Sure. I suppose there's no harm in that. And now the memory from Ulrich is coming right back to mind. For whatever reason, Hipper felt a lot kinder than usual. I have to say though, you really impressed me today. Though you normally act like you're completely useless without your secretary. Oi! You were half as diligent as you were. If you were half as diligent as you were today, my life would be so much easier, but it's whatever. Just for today, you've earned your praise. Good work, Commander. Hey, are you even listening? You had me captivated there. You idiot! What stupid thing to say all of a sudden, jeez. And I'm not acting bashful at all, it's all because you went and said that weird thing earlier. Admiral Hipper's face was several shades redder than I had ever seen it. Quite impressive, really. This is one of those times where I actually kind of wish that... some of these like bits were actually illustrated so you could see just how her face is. I mean, we know how Hipper is. Granted, we know how all three of them are, Blucher, Eugen, and Hipper. But like, there's something more fascinating about just how Hipper's expressions can be when she's in this kind of situation. Like Eugen, you can probably, like, everyone could probably already imagine Eugen and just how she would be, just her usual self. Same with Blucher. But Hipper is one of those that I'm starting to, like, the more we go through this entire memory, I'm just like, geez, she's like back and forth. She's, and then there's like this moment where she's, just like actually being kind of nice and, well, she's being very kind to you, and then just boom, immediate whiplash right back to the, huh? It's just goofy like that. Anyway, strategy meeting, question mark? A certain day in the residential area, several ships gathered around for what appeared to be a strategy meeting. So that's what happened. What do you think? Sis, are you serious? I wouldn't know what to do either. Why are you here? Actually, you know, now that I think about it, she does have a history with Hipper, so I guess that kind of makes sense. Just listen quietly. Anyways, as I was saying, whenever I'm around this one person, I just feel like I'm not quite myself. This has never happened to me before. I can't seem to calm down, or I can't figure out what to say. Seriously, I don't get it at all. Jeez, why am I letting some idiot get me all flustered? Eugen's just like, oh. I see, but you already know what you should do next, right? If I knew, I wouldn't be asking you two for advice. Hey, you just told us to sit here and listen quietly. Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm also kind of surprised you're actually asking Glowworm. Well, I think Glowworm actually earned Hipper's, like, the captain of, like, the Hipper's respect or something, right? If I remember correctly from her history or something like that. The history nerds in my comment section are probably going to be able to easily clarify that for me, but I'm pretty sure, like, this actually, like, her being here makes sense, because I think Hipper in some way, shape, or form had, like, utter respect for Glowworm for, like, committing to what they did. Or something like that. Well, you know, it's not that I can't understand your feelings. After all, you are a temperamental washboard. I honestly was surprised we just now got to the flat jokes. I'm surprised it took this long, to be honest. Anyway, what do washboards have to do with any of this? If I was as resourceful as you, I'd be able to figure out something, or figure out some countermeasures, even in this situation. Alright, Mastermind, what's your grand idea? Let me think. Yeah, in a situation like this, you need to take the initiative, which means make a move on the commander. Oh. Having said that, the direct approach might be a bit too hard for you, my dear innocent sister. I can't believe you. I should have just asked someone else. Glowworm, your thoughts? If you ask me, just charge at the problem. Yeah, I was gonna say, literally, she's gonna say the exact opposite. Just charge at the problem and headbutt it right into the ground. Please do not actually headbutt me. I do not want to be either concussed or having the world's worst headache for 3 hours. When it comes to the careful push and pull of romance, that might be a bit... romance, having that said, I do like Glowworm's suggestion, muster up the courage to charge forward. That very much suits her style. I suppose that could work. After all, you only got into this mess because you let this certain someone catch you off guard. Yeah. Enough of that already. There she goes! Since we've decided I'm going to go now. Oh, she ran off. Think she'll be okay? I wouldn't be too worried. The outcome was set in stone long ago. A courageous charge. I'm wondering is she gonna be... Oh gosh, I feel like this is probably gonna be the one scene, if anything. I want to see how this goes. Is she gonna be brave enough, or is she gonna like absolutely fluster it, and it still is adorable? What would you guys rather prefer for Hipper? Her being able to like just straight be very bold and just say it outright, and her like still being rather bashful, or like her being so bashful she stumbles over her words and just kind of gets all the more flustered. Like, either one of those images in my head are both relatively good. We'll see. Port, outside the office. We need to talk. Oh, hi, Hipper. Hipper suddenly threw open the door and barged in. Why else would I be here? Look what you've done to me. I haven't been myself lately because of you. When you were working that other day, I was just thinking about how you weren't half bad. But then nothing came of it at all. Ever since we got back, I've been cleaning up after your messes non-stop. How'd she get that impression of me? It's natural to help out while I'm the secretary, but even when I'm not working, I'm always worried about whether you might need help with something. Have you ever been in this situation where you just can't stop thinking about someone? You even started appearing in my dreams. How annoying is that? Well, I'm so sorry. I was left stunned by Hipper's words for some length of time. Jeez, how am I going to get you to take responsibility for this? But considering how daft you can be, I'd be better off just asking Glowworm. Hipper was so embarrassed that she looked like she was about to cry. Just then, whew, the anticipation was killing me, so I just had to come and take a look. But you two are like brick walls trying to talk to each other. Again, why are you here? I was planning to come cheer up my cute, clumsy sister. Commander, did you know? The reason why she's been so flustered is because she saw the couple's ticket that Akashi bought for you. What? Just shut up! I never even heard about this. Buying that ticket, of course, means that you plan to use it. In other words, she was thinking about who you were going to give it to. Right, sis? Oh, again. This is kind of why I like Eugen. She has this side to her that is always just hilarious. It was annoying at first, but then as I got to know her as a character throughout the storyline and also just in general, I kind of actually started to find it funny. I guess it's kind of like how people are when it comes to like sarcastic people. Sometimes they start off like, they come off rather rude, but then you get used to them and it's just like, nice. That's basically how I am with Eugen now. Whenever she does something like that, I'm just like, I see what you did. Anyway, nonsense. Besides, how did you even know about that? Peeping at other people's stuff is really distasteful. Well, whatever the case may be, the cat's out of the bag now, isn't it? What do you two plan to do now? It's not like that. Idiotic Commander, what? Did you have something to say to me? I'm a kind and tolerant person, so I'll hear you out. The memory of the scene we saw together was still fresh on my mind. And this ticket was for a two-person trip so that we could enjoy that view again. Perhaps this small token was not enough to thank Hipper for her hard work as my secretary, but I wanted to at least try to express my sentiment. Hand the couple's ticket to Hipper. Huh? This was for me? I suppose I have no choice then. Be grateful that I'm willing to give you the time of day. Once a soon, always a soon. Oh boy, a lifelong vow. Several days have passed since I returned from the trip with Hipper. Excuse me, you still haven't finished your work? Good grief, you shouldn't have put it off earlier then. Learn to use your brain, you big moron. Huh? Wasn't the trip supposed to improve their relationship? I originally thought, well, at least it looks like things are back to normal. Alright, stop wasting your breath and sit down here. This is the report from today's exercise, which you can use as a reference for planning your next sortie. Okay, Mom. You what? You forgot? Jeez, do you even have two lone brain cells rubbing into that thick skull of yours? No, this is the Kivotos version of me. I'm just kidding. Seems like she's as strict as ever with the commander. Are you sure they're fine? You don't see it. I think they both look happier than they were before. Even though Hipper seems to be absolutely seething. If I was in that situation, I would have hopped on Great Shark and bailed ages ago. It's just like, later. Maybe. Maybe you can't tell, but the commander knows. She isn't upset at all. She's just doing her best to help. This too is another way of showing love. Really puts a smile on one's face. Oh, I've heard about that before. Maybe I should just treat the commander like that too. In your case, oh, right. Be careful not to bump your head again. But in her case, maybe she should learn to rely on the commander a bit more as well. That's my hopelessly proud sister for you. Say what? You still haven't finished organizing your files? Jeez, you really can't get anything done without me. Fine, fine, I'll do it for you, but promise me you'll work harder, become someone more capable, and then devote yourself to making me happy. Well, that's an interesting order on that very last one there. Hipper's attitude doesn't seem to have changed much compared to before, but since that day, my office has always been adorned with a bouquet of Hipper's freshly arranged flowers. Aww. Oh boy, that was interesting. So I guess the more I think about it, I think the one, like, Eugen has a very good point, and it makes sense too when you think about it. Sometimes, like, there are times I bet that most people here have probably like been incredibly vocal about something that bothers them, about like maybe something that they truly enjoy, mostly because they don't want to see that thing fall apart. Like, say you've got a game that you absolutely love, and you know, you see all of the horrible things it's going through and all the bad stuff that it has to deal with, and you're sitting there thinking, what the heck went wrong here? And you get upset about it. You're like sitting there trying to get it, you know, push people to get it fixed or do whatever you can to get it to work the way you want to. And it's just like, you're putting in all of that effort because you really care about something. And I think that's what Eugen's trying to point to. And even then, like, while Hipper acts like that, there's still that like short bit of time where you see that mask slip, and she can be relatively kind. I actually kind of like that. I also can point out the fact that she does she has quite a lot of other things that she can do, like the mechanic, the musical instruments that I mean, it's still pretty funny to think about it, but you know, she's got a lot of other talents too. But it's still the fact that, in a way, it's kind of its own endearment and like being just actually a sweet person that you actually care that much to be. I mean, what do they call that? Tough love? Is that what they call it? Is that kind of what, like, maybe? It might be probably the best way to word that, actually. But yeah, I mean, it makes a lot of sense for Hipper. She definitely is assumed, though, and it's still pretty funny. I am also moderately surprised that there were not as many flat jokes as I was expecting, but, you know, Eugen was in here, so there has to be one at some point. Otherwise, who are you and what have you done with Eugen? Huh, so. Oh boy. Anyway, that was a rather cute, and it felt short. I don't actually know for sure, but it did feel short. But it was a good memory. I didn't necessarily see certain sides of Hipper, but now that I think about it from reading through this now, I'm like, it makes kind of a lot of sense that she is that way. But, I mean, to be completely honest, all three of them are relatively sweet characters. It's just, for two of them, you kind of have to figure it out. And it's actually kind of funny, because two of them you have to kind of figure them out. One of them is just incredibly obvious, and I don't think we need to even figure out who that is. But no, it is kind of interesting how these three sisters are. Though I do hope, I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I do hope that at some point we do see an Eugen memory. I would like to see that, actually. And I think a lot of you probably would as well. It's not like with that character being as old as she is in the game, that she's just going to be ignored. I mean, Takao got a memory recently, so I wanna bank on the fact that it's possible. So let's just hope it will be, I guess, at this point. So, anyway, this was a pretty good memory. I was pretty happy with it. Definitely thought it was relatively, I'll say cute. Though I feel like I'm gonna get absolutely annihilated for saying she'll probably, yeah, no. Well, okay, if I called her flat, she probably would probably act out more so than that. I'm pretty sure if you did call her that, she'd probably be more angry. Well, you know what? Let me see. Hipper, you're flat.